everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 631. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
And I'm Ari Rockefeller.
Well, you have that soulful voice going tonight there, Ari.
I don't know, maybe I'm just tired.
Could be. I wish I could set my mic up like that. I probably have to. No, I probably have to like tool around with the mixer a little bit more or something, you know. Or,
honestly, I'm just worried that if I make like the slightest change, I'll just blow out like my listeners' eardrums with the gain.
Oh no! Don't do it. Well, you don't have to actually worry about that because let me check something like on my mic settings. As long as you have the noise gate enabled, you're good.
Also, the other day I made a really interesting noise when I tapped my controller against the mic boom arm, and it went like this. It's hard to recreate, but it sounded like a friggin' sounded like a gong going off in the middle of a cavernous abyss.
Oh, I know that feeling all too well. I've actually done that a few times, so. Mako is not in tonight. She will probably be on in the next couple of weeks. She's dealing with some stuff, and like I said, when things kind of get back to what we figure is normal around here, we'll kind of explain shit.
Normal.
I know, right? All right. So, Ari, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm friggin' tired.
I'm just. I have like 7 boxes packed. I have 3. Like I think I picked up 3-4 boxes from work. I have another 6 boxes back there. I have to pack stuff up as I continue my quest to find a decent apartment in New York City. So that's been fun.
Yeah, it must be tough.
Yeah, the thing is, the apartments in my price range, you know, you literally have to fight to get to them. Whereas the ones that are above my price, they just sit there. I'm just like, I can't do this. So, you know, it's been an interesting adventure nonetheless. So everything's going to work out. I got time. So sometimes the law will work in my favor, but we'll just roll on that one. So anywho, enough about that. Let's get the show on the frickin' road. And on a side note, some bastard just robbed me of $59 million in Monopoly Go. And I'm just like, good luck with that. No, it's funny. You can spend all the money you want in Monopoly Go that's in your bank. Let's say you bought all your houses and all that. You have like $2 million left. Somebody robs your bank for $60 million. You're only on the hook for $2 million. God bless FDIC. Anywho, enough about that. Let's get this show rolling tonight. We are live tonight, week of May 7th, 2024, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We're at Twitch TV /Anime Jam Session. We're also proud to be part of the Voice of Geeks Network at vognetwork.com. And they're also on Twitch. You can find them at Twitch TV /Vog Network. So throw them a little bit of love. They kick things off on Sundays with the Bobby Blackwolf Show at 8, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And come hang out in our Discord, vognetwork.com /Discord. Every show that's part of the Voice Geeks Network has their own channel. So come through, hang out, say hi, leave us some links to some articles and stuff. We might just be able to add them. And for those of you who are watching the show on our stream, if you notice, my microphone is at the bottom and Ari's microphone is on an angle on the side. I'm seriously thinking about flipping it upside down because I actually had it like that for a while. And somebody said something about if it's upside down, it causes a type of effect with the microphone or something. So I honestly don't know. But
yeah. It's gotta be superstition or something like that, because that doesn't make any sense.
I know, right? Now, I actually have it right now on an angle for me, but it looks like it's more or less right in front of me from the angle from when you're all watching. So, you know, it's also the angle of the webcam that I have here, and my light that's right here, so I can kind of have something going. So, yeah, I'm also kind of gotta do something about my forehead. I'm kind of reflecting it. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, mine's on a boom arm affixed to the opposite edge of the desk and just stretched out here, so it's right here in my face.
Yeah, I actually have my boom arm on the side here. I think this is like the second one I've gotten. It's an update of the original one that I have, but it's more quiet. But I actually saw it at an advertisement for a low profile one. It kind of sits right at the bottom and angles up. If I had a bigger desk, that would be great. But that's something I really don't need.
You don't need, or
Mm.
you can't use with your space.
Both.
Good point.
I think the end goal for me, more or less, is once I'm in my new place, I set everything up and I have like a second table to have like an L table. That's my end goal.
Hmm.
And I
That's
want
the kind of desk I have. It works really nice.
the microphone on the arm behind the monitor kind of arced around. That's what I want to do.
Interesting.
So but we'll see how that goes. But enough about that. Let's kind of get the show on the roll here. So Ari, how was your week? How was your day?
Uh, well, today was the day that the retro pet I was talking about finally went in with this paycheck,
Yeah.
and it was like, now I'm sure the union has a formula that they use to calculate how much each supervisor is entitled to based on
Mm-hmm.
hours worked, overtime hours, and all that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's just say that it was less than I was expecting.
Well, is it more?
It's still essentially free money, but
Yeah.
But I looked at the gross, and it was about 8,400 before taxes.
I have a general idea of how much you walked away with. All right.
Yeah, I end up with about like 5,000 or so in change in back pay.
All right. Because when I got my bonus from my job 2 years ago,
Hmm.
the gross was 7,500. After taxes, I walked away with 59.
But point being, I still got hammered in taxes, and another financial news, I did take the step to get what is it, pre-approved for a mortgage.
Well, that's good.
But the limit I only got was 200, about 225, which is
Oof.
well off from what I was expecting, given my given my current salary
Mm-hmm.
and all that.
No, believe you
But
me, I
shit like
totally
this
get
is
that.
what happens when when you live paycheck to paycheck.
You want to
And
know? You know what's interesting? I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent. I understand what it's like to work from paycheck to paycheck. Right
It's not
now,
fun.
right now, I would have to say since I started this job, I have not lived from paycheck to paycheck, and I still live frugal as I possibly can. And I think it's due to the fact that this apartment is cheap, and I know it'll be says I'll be doing that when I get into my new place, but I'm just trying to balance it the best as I possibly can. And I just
Hmm.
spoke to a friend of mine. They're looking for a place, so I'm hoping to find maybe a 2 bedroom that's
That you
reason.
took a
Yeah,
split.
yeah. Right now they need more time to like go through stuff to move. And I said if I could find a place that's reasonably priced that I can handle for like a few months, they could have the secondary room. So
That'd be kind of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I could do that. Anywho,
But I'm still, the house hunt still continues.
hmm.
But hopefully, I double checked with my union rep. We have a whole slew of services through the union that we can use for financial benefits such as mortgages and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be my next step, calling them up to see what I can do.
Oh, that's good.
Hopefully, either you know get a higher credit limit for the or some of the houses I looked at that look interesting,
Yeah.
or just overall, not pay as much in general.
Wait,
Because
hold
for the
on.
one house I looked at, like as it's sitting down, I'm looking over the paperwork. All these fees are fucking outrageous, and the monthly payment will be like twice what I'm paying now in rent.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I hate the state of the world.
Who are you kidding? And the funny thing is, you go back a few years ago, at what I make and what I'm looking for in an apartment, it'd been a lot easier to find it. I don't know if I brought this up, but when I went to the real estate agency, evidently because of the COVID laws, which ties into rent protection laws, people
Rent control. That's pretty big in New York City,
no
isn't it?
rent protection because people were out of work. They there was a pause on that caused a lot of problems, and
Right,
landlords
because
and tenants were fighting
plague
back and
is
forth.
screwing up everything.
Yeah, the landlords and tenants were fighting back and forth, and tenant court is backed up. It's just been chaotic. So that's part of the reason why I can't find much of anything, and why what I'm looking for is expensive as it is. So
Mm-hmm.
so
But bottom line is, I I want to actually have a house of my own. I thought I should have been living in a house of my own like a decade plus ago,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of personal circumstances. But
Right.
point is, I've always felt like I haven't done shit with anything, and you know, I I, sh-
You know what, Ari? Don't
I
even
just didn't
don't,
expect things to go the way they did, and I still feel like I'm just playing catch up with everyone else in my
Ari,
fucking
Ari,
generation.
Ari, hold on. All right, I'm going to switch over to my day. I'm going to tell you this right now. There are Gen Xers who are playing catch up. There are millennials that are playing catch. Everybody's playing catch up one way or another. So take that weight off your shoulders and keep doing what you got to do. That's all it is. You're good. You just looking for something better. Work with what you got. That's all it is. That's all you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, anywho, so my weekend day has been quite interesting because I wasn't even in the state of New York this past weekend. I was in the state of Illinois. My friend Shannon got married. He had a Downton Abbey themed wedding. So me and my primary partner, we went. There are photos on my personal Facebook. If you know my Instagram, which is DJ Ron S, I will probably be posting a couple of photos there, so you might want to swing over there and check that out. So um, and that's basically been the long and short of it. I hung out with card captor Will. I stayed at his house.
Nice.
Yeah, I stayed at his house Thursday night. He gave me and my partner like a 2 cent tour of Chicago on Sunday. My views on deep dish pizza hasn't changed, but I will stand for a Chicago style hot dog. That's delicious.
Yeah, because they in Chicago they know like you don't put ketchup on a hot dog.
But what's interesting is you can still get ketchup. We went to this place called Portillo's. They actually
Mm-hmm.
had a section there for ketchup, but you also gotta understand they also sell fries. So. But personally, I haven't been a ketchup person on my hot dogs in quite a long time.
I haven't
Now,
been a ketchup person, period, in a long time.
well, here's the thing. I'll do ketchup with fries. That's a given. I will do now if it's like cooked onions on a hot dog or a hot sausage. I might do ketchup, but if I don't do ketchup, I just straight up do spicy brown mustard because that's the best kind of mustard.
Hmm.
That's basically has been my weekend. It has been quite fun. Um, this weekend and because I've been traveling back to back to back, tomorrow before I go to work, I got to stop by the laundromat and drop off a load of clothes to be washed. So I can pick them up when I get back. That's gonna be kind of fun. I was supposed to do that this morning, but I already had a package I had to take because my friend Kelly, I had gotten her a Funko Pop when I went to 90s Con. It took the postal service a month, but they end up sending it back due to insufficient address. When the package came back, the original label wasn't even on the damn box. So there's a brand new label on there, and it's taped down. So I'm taking it over there. I'm going over to the post office tomorrow on my lunch break. So I'm like, no, this shit's not happening again.
Like, you people better not lose this one.
That's all I gotta say is. All right. Moving right along, we're going to get into our next topic here. Housekeeping. I want to give you some quick housekeeping notes on what's been going on with everything. We're still here Tuesdays, 9 to 10:30. Looking at the calendar. 4th of July weekend or week or whatever. We may be off that day. I want to look at the calendar again real quick. Yeah, the 4th is a Thursday. We may or may not be here. We'll just see how things go. So, okay, now we got that out the way. Let me go back here. I want to let you all know that our next show. Wow. Oh, all right, that's cool. I still have plenty of time. Our next convention is Shenanigans in Parsippany, New Jersey at the Embassy Suites. It is June 22nd to the 23rd. It is a 21 plus convention. So you should come by and check it out and say hi to us if you know us, or come check out the con, have some fun with that. Oh, by the way, on a side note, thank you to Cinenite. She got our room for AAC because by the time she posted it to me and I got home, which was like 10 minutes later, the entire hotel was sold out. I have a feeling in the next couple of years, the con's gonna be looking for a new location. But there's that, and don't forget, episodes of our show is available on YouTube. So if you're not a member, if you're not subscribing to the channel, or if you just want just the episodes, no pre-show, no reel or anything like that, just head on over to youtube.com/animejamsession. Click on podcasts, and episodes are there. You will find them Thursdays at 12 p.m. And there is an odd smell coming from outside. It's like a burning, like something's burning, but also like a bit of a fruit smell to it.
Maybe someone's starting a bonfire with like cherry wood or something.
No, it ain't a bonfire. I think it's something from next door, because if I go over to my other window, I don't smell anything.
That's peculiar.
Yeah. Because I thought it was the gas, but it's not the gas. But I'll have my windows open regardless. That's on the downside of being in a basement apartment. It's the downstate, of the scents and so forth. So, anywho, now we're going to get into Geek Roundtable. This is where we talk about the geek gear aspects of our lives, cool stuff like that. Take it away, Ari. I need to grab something from my turn.
All right. Well, I don't have anything physical this time around, but what I can say is that I have been playing that I've been streaming on my own on Twitch, the past week or so.
Yeah.
Because Stardew Valley, it recently came out with the 1.6 patch, which introduced a whole bunch of new mechanics, things to do, places to see, and whatnot. And it's been a lot of fun. I started up a brand new farm from scratch, and just been going through the usual things I've seen, and just experiencing the new stuff as it comes along. But like I said, since I'm starting from the very top, I probably won't get to see all the new content until later.
Okay, that's cool.
Now it's just mostly getting people to come in, stay, and watch, and interact.
Oh, that's just gonna take a little bit of time. You got this. I wouldn't worry too much.
Yeah, the only of the people who have talked, I'm fairly certain like 4 out of 5 of them have been bots, because it's always like the same kind of message pattern and whatnot. So I'm just like, oh god, why am I even bothering with you? And the first message you got was like a paragraph about Discord. I'm like, and delete.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't going down that road.
I feel you about that.
All right, so what do you got?
All right, so I'm trying to think. I know I got back in. I'm watching some anime. I'm watching Kaiju number 8, which is really good. I'm watching Mushoku Tensei, the second half of season 2. Those are the only two I've been watching. I know I gotta get back to Jujutsu Kaisen. I'll eventually get back to that. And I know there's probably another series that I started, but I have to rewatch or something like that. I know Life Lessons with Urameshi-san is on that list, and Yuru Camp's on that list, but I'm not worried too much about that because I'll eventually get to those. But as Ari was talking about, his geek lifestyle roundup, I was going through my otaku mode list because I made the mistake of buying two figures twice, and thankfully, I've been able to sell them. Hell, I actually did that at what you call it? Let me see some. I actually did the same thing at Castle Point. I bought a Marin Kitagawa figure. As I'm boxing stuff away, I noticed it on my shelf back there. I'm just like, what the hell? Thankfully, my friend Where's the Pie bought it off me, so I'm very appreciative of that. So
That's good.
So the thing is, I'm looking at this one Mai Sakurajima figure, and I'm like, wait, I have this, but at the same time, I don't. So I'm just like, okay, I know which one I have to get my hands on. So enough about that. The thing is, I'm going through my list because when I go to collect figurines and so forth, I try not to get multiples. As long as I have one of the character, it's far and few I will get multiples of a character if I see, like, if it's in a different pose or something like that I like, and then I'll pick that up. Now, granted, I will kind of blow money on Sailor Venus figures, Rem from ReZero, and maybe a couple of others. Others, I just kind of go back and forth. Now, I think at one time I had on my list Tengen Uzui from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And I'm just like, don't I have this? Don't I have this? And I realized I don't have this figure because I took it off because I saw it at the con. As I'm looking at my list, I realized some of the figures I've been kind of holding aside are out of stock, which is okay because I can find a lot of this stuff on Amazon Japan and Amazon US. So wow, $89, $88 for an Android. Ooh, load. Anywho, enough about that. So I went out and picked up Vibration Stars Tengen Uzui, and again, it's his position and the pose that he's in, which is why I picked it up. Now,
nice.
I'm going, and you know something? When I check this, I'm also going to check Amazon because I have this odd feeling that because I know I had a Tengen Uzui figure like in my quote unquote cart, like the item, especially where you put your items that you want to buy later. And I could have sworn that I had put that there, and I kept looking through it, and then I think at one time I just hit here it is. I found it. Now, it's this figure I should have pulled the trigger on because it was only $20. But
you waited and the price went up?
No, the price is actually, it's on sale for $20. This was $30. So I don't mind this one. I don't mind getting my hands holding this one out here because they're both from Bandai, so I don't mind that. And it's kind of interesting. I saw this same figure for like $10 in Japan, so it's okay. So I don't mind getting this one. I'm not one of those where it's gotta be articulating or this or that. Certain characters I don't mind. Now on the plus side, I wish I had remembered that because I would have pulled the trigger and saved $10, but it is what it is. And this one is more of a badass style, so I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it does look neat.
Yeah. The only thing I have to do now is just delete it from the list so we're golden. So and that will go into the box because I have two piles. There's a pile right here, figurines I have not shown off, and back there is all the others that I have shown off that needs to get boxed up. So I might actually box a few of them up tonight. Depends on how I feel. So enough about that. We're kind of going into the show right now, and what's interesting is like right in front of my window, like it's not up all the way because it's loose. So I keep like a little piece of wood block there to kind of hold it up, and I can't remember where I put that wood block. Well, anywho, enough about that. Let's get into tonight's stories. Ari, why don't you kick things off about Crunchyroll?
Oh, they're increasing their tier pricing and for subscription costs changed since 2019.
Yeah, they are.
Oh boy.
But
Uh,
but the thing is, at least you can still share your account in multiple households. At least there's that.
mm-hmm. They announced on May 1st, 2024, they will be increasing its prices towards the Mega Fan and Ultimate Fan tier subscriptions. Mega Fan will go from $9.99 to $11.99, while the Ultimate Fan tier will go from $14.99 to $15.99. All these are by month.
Mm-hmm.
The updated subscription price will impact the US, Argentina, Colombia, France, Portugal, and other countries. The 14-day free trial period will also be reduced to 7 days. Dicks. The price change reflects the increase in content on Crunchyroll in recent years, expanding its catalog to more than 45,000 episodes and 1,400 series and films.
Well,
They,
in a way, I kind of understand they're changing the price cost because they got to make up for them for buying Funimation. You know, I mean, for Funimation and the Crunchyroll merger. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm. That means it would take nearly 2 years to watch everything on Crunchyroll. And there are a bunch of weebs out there be like, yeah, give me a couple night, yeah, give me just one long weekend, I'll get through it all.
Hey.
Highlights include the just launched spring 2024 anime season featuring more than 50 simulcast series, doubling its previous average of about 20 to 25 per season, and music videos from superstar musicians as part of Crunchyroll's partnership with Sony Music Entertainment Japan. This price adjustment news comes just after Crunchyroll announced its launch of the Crunchyroll store in Europe, and just days after the highly requested multiple profiles feature launched on the platform, allowing multiple users in the same household to have their own customizable profiles, watch lists, and recommendations.
Hmm.
Although this isn't the first time in 5 years that Crunchyroll has increased its prices, this isn't the only controversial change the anime streaming giant has made since being acquired by Sony in 2021. In 2022, it scaled back its anime catalog for ad-supported viewers from being able to watch a new episode of a currently airing series a week after it premiered with ads to locking it completely behind a paywall. While there are seasonal samplers that frequently rotate its offerings, ad-supported viewers will only be able to watch the first 3 episodes with ads before being asked to pay the rest.
Hmm.
Ugh, pardon me.
You good?
Oh yeah, and people are starting to perceive them as a monopoly.
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of hard for them to be a monopoly when you have High Dive. And also the fact that Netflix is also streaming anime. Hulu is streaming anime. You could probably find some stuff on Paramount Plus and Peacock. Almost every single non-anime streaming service out there has something.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a different story if you had to go directly to them for it. It's sort of like how when Staples was trying to acquire Office Max, Office Depot, in a
Uh-huh.
way that was a monopoly, but at the same time it really wasn't because Target and Best Buy was still selling some electronic goods and gear, so you know. But it'd been more of a monopoly on like paper and stuff like that, which I totally get. Is that it, or is there more?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right.
This next one,
Yeah. That's something that we've kind of brought up, that we've discussed. Like, it, between here and there, we've kind of discussed something like this, you know. And it's basically about shipping characters. There are people who ask voice actors and actresses to do certain lines and quotes to sound like as if they're
I've seen
yeah.
people try to solicit this from my favorite actors, or not even
Mm-hmm.
my favorite actors, just people who voice some of my favorite characters, and it is cringy as fuck all.
You know what I would like if if I can get a voice actor to voice one of my favorite characters like as a bumper for the show, But
Yeah,
that's
mostly tame.
yeah, but in a way they really can't because of the contracts that they're under, which I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to tell you about Justin Briner. He is a voice actor whose roles include Izuku Midoriya, better known as Deku from My Hero Academia, and Yu Jin Ho in Solo Leveling. Hot on the heels of the season 7 premiere of My Hero Academia, he is pleading with fans of social media to not ask him or other voice actors about their personal opinions on romantic pairings of the anime characters. Look, we all have our favorite pairings and shippings. But when you have to do this for a living, it's best not to ask because it will cause problems, okay?
Oh, yeah.
So he basically said on Twitter, kindly stop asking me about my ships at panels. It's none of my business and it's officially gone too far. I'm not indicting any fandoms. I'm parallel to at large in general. You're very considerate and we have a lot of fun together. I'm certainly no stranger to the internet. The fandom space is yours. Involving myself in it at best uncomfortable and at worst very inappropriate. And that's basically what he was saying, And he also followed up with, whatever you think of the outcome, quit attacking the attendee. I was purposely vague to protect their identity, but I should have known you sleuths would smell blood in the water to be cruel. I can get in big trouble for these interactions and I had to put my foot down, that is all. And I'm going to assume when he made that post, somebody at a panel must have asked a specific question and internet sleuths must have tracked down to whoever said it, because here's the thing. There is always somebody recording panels at conventions. Somebody must have came across it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And he followed up with, I don't condone any of your cruelty or personal attacks. I also don't condone those who have found this moment as an excuse to paint the entire fandom as weirdos when that's simply not my experience with them at all. I would also never send fans who attack anybody on my behalf. Yeah, because he's not Vic Mignogna.
Hiya!
Now, that's what he said directly on his Twitter. As per our story, before he logged off, Briner made it clear he doesn't want anyone attacking the person in question that prompted him to put these tweets out. He also had some clarity to why he and other anime voice actors can't answer these romantic questions from fans. And we mentioned that earlier. Some might see his response as an overreaction to a harmless question. As an official voice actor, what he says about Deku or anyone else in My Hero Academia carries more weight than an outsider. Expressing his satisfaction or dissatisfaction with a romantic pairing could be interpreted as an official endorsement, disappointing fans who ship XY together and not XZ. Things can get particularly dicey when it comes to same-sex pairings. Additionally, any public support of a particular pairing is seen as a confirmation, potentially upsetting fans if said ship isn't confirmed by the end of the series. Both Naruto and Bleach experienced their own fandom ship wars regarding the confirmation of Naruhina and Ichihime. Okay? So, the whole Ichihime thing kind of threw me off. I didn't expect that, but it is what it is. If you want your pairings, you have fan fiction for that. Or just continue to read the manga or watch the anime and see if it happens. There's nothing wrong with asking... I guess there's nothing wrong asking a voice actor their pairings if you're just chilling with them, But even still, I've had
you
lunch.
Still don't want to have. You still want to be careful because some asshole will absolutely have a hidden mic or a hidden cam and use that as a endorsing it or using it to screw around with other fans. You know what I mean?
Yep. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, when I hang out with some voice actors from time to time, the last thing on my mind is asking, their pairings and stuff like. That's work. I'm here to hang out, have a couple of drinks, eat, and just have a good time with them. That's what my major focus is, and that should be yours as well. If you do this, find yourself hanging out with a voice actor or something like that,
Honestly, it's only entertaining when they riff on like incredibly goofy shit, like He-Man, right? Master of the Universe and all that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The pizza He-Man. You know that clip?
Not really, no.
It's one of the guys from Vine Sauce was playing Tekken 7 a long time ago. He had dressed up his character and make him look like a Skeletor, and he actually
Mm-hmm.
found a an opponent online dressed up as He-Man.
Yeah.
And well, I'll post the link in the chat because this shit is legendary in the oh fuck me, that's long. It's
Mm-hmm.
legendary in like the Tekken fandom, but basically what happens is, cuts to slow motion. Skeletor is about to like throw a giant pizza at He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the pizza, He-Man, eat it. You're thinking that it's going to do enough damage to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And Alan Oppenheimer, the guy who actually voiced Skeletor,
Right.
actually recorded the line himself. I mean, granted, the guy recording it actually said, poor guy had zero context for this. I paid the original Skeletor voice actor to quote a moment from Joel's Vine Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, give me 1 second.
Yes, yes. Okay. Your
Okay, I
second is
had to
up.
bring up the right video and without all the cruft on the.
Dude, you can. All right, all right, all right, all right.
I'll get rid of the original version.
All
I
right.
guess can I? I can't.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let me flip to this other screen here. I should be able to delete that. Uh, there we go.
Like if you can play the clip, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about because me describing it doesn't do it justice.
Well, it's telling I'm unable to delete it. Oh well, that's fine. It is what it is. Now, I mean, there are some voice actors and actresses that will do some stuff. Us all in fair game. But there are some things just don't cross lines over. All right, I'm gonna take this follow-up story to this. I'm gonna take the next story. And you can take the one after that for obvious reasons.
Go right ahead.
All right, so now we're gonna talk about a collaboration with Urusei Yatsura, which is kind of cool. The new reboot anime has been out for about a year, and it's been getting really good reviews. I've been watching it, and I've missed an episode here and there because I watch it with some friends in a Discord chat, so it's been kind of fun. So basically, Urusei Yatsura, the anime, is going to collab with JR Central for a game of train tag. The rom-com antics of Rumiko Takahashi's classic series, Urusei Yatsura, began with a game of tag. And now Lum and Ataru are at it again, but this time they're riding the rails as they play. Central Japan Railway Company is collaborating with the new adaptation to add a spark to your commute. Starting May 31st, travelers can register on the collaboration's official website to listen to a new unfolding drama. In it, Lum, who is voiced by Sumire Uesaka, was meant to be joining Ataru, who is voiced by Hiroshi Kamiya, on the train for a date, but he's made a run for it and she has to find him.
Hmm.
The drama will play out in 3 parts. Part 1 will feature Lum and Ataru. Part 2, the listener chooses to check in on one of 3 characters to help Lum's search. You can get a hint from Ten, Mendo, or Shinobu. Travelers can choose 1 character per day to help them in their search. The epilogue will feature the return of Lum and Ataru and will play at an animate stores along the train line. The stores will also be selling collab goods featuring new art, which is kind of cool. The event will run through June 30th. Commuters can also receive an acrylic coaster during the course of this collab. The new anime is currently streaming on High Dive, but you can watch the original 1981 series on Crunchyroll. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice little piece of artwork with the 2 of them.
Yep. I think in the end they end up together, I think.
All right.
I've never read the manga. I mean, I've read the manga. I have like a couple of the books, but that's it. So, Ari, what's going on with Magic the Gathering and Cowboy Bebop?
Oh, Magic the Gathering fans are eating good now.
I believe it.
So yeah, there's a new collaboration with Magic the Gathering, with Cowboy Bebop, but because the newest expansion, the 100th actual, I guess standard legal, if that's what you call it, expansion, within the
Mm-hmm.
main storyline,
Right.
is called Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
Hmm.
Thunder Junction is a it's an old west style plane, which is like and all the old west tropes and shticks you can think of. So what they did is they made a set of magic cards, one in each color, white, blue, black, red, and green, featuring five of the story focused characters in this chapter of Magic story. Uh, there's five of them all together. I had to find a different web page because the ANN one just says, whoop, turn off your ad blocker halfway
Mm-hmm.
through. But
Mm-hmm.
the cards are available. You can search it for the cards online. There's hang on, I will oop, get, I'll post a link in the chat for y'all to follow along with. Rama, you might want to take a look at it too, so you can see what I'm talking about. Because
I can do
I
that.
I do tend to hyper focus on this shit because I love the story and I love the lore and all that. Uh, the first one, ossification. That character is called Tiny Bones. He's like a 2 foot tall skeleton who like he capricious, reassembles. Almost impossible to kill. But another one is a disdainful stroke featuring Oko. He's a elvish character from a plane that's typically based on like Grimm's fairy tales and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and also the artwork features done in the style of the Cowboy Bebop opening, which is
Cool.
incredibly good. Go for a thread here. That is Rakdos. He is a 10,000-year-old demon lord. Lightning Flat because it's still a fantasy style game. There's no actual physical handguns like we would see.
Mm-hmm.
So these weapons are called Thunder Slingers, which are pretty much electrical energy shot out of this little. It looks like some of them just look like elaborate D rings.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one's called Lightning Strike. This one's there's a it, it's hard to see, but it features a new character, Annie the Flash.
Oh, I got the ANN site to come up.
Oh, okay. Snakeskin Veil is Veraska. She is a Gorgon. She's a Gorgon assassin. She turns people to stone, whatnot. Has a very deep backstory and all that. But they're gonna trick. Like they're originally supposed to be just Japanese only, but it did leak that they're gonna get an English release. So they're all gonna get released eventually.
That's good because this is something
But
I
it's
think
not
this is
just
something this is something I definitely would love to pick up for myself.
hmm and it is on their Twitter site. On their Twitter feed, they actually had the Cowboy Bebop opening recreated in with these characters.
That's cool.
But wait, there's more.
Oh
There's
boy.
also an official secret lair drop by Magic, starring Miku Hatsune.
No, Hatsune Miku. That's how it goes.
Hatsune Miku,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
She's getting 6 cards altogether, starring as creatures on as actual physical creatures on 2 of them, and it and just and the other 4 are spells in which she spells and a land, sorry, where the flavor text just talks about how she interacts with her fans, how her fans react to her, all that's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now now granted the secret lair stuff is kind of kind of divisive as it is because these are limited time drops shipped in a very finite format. But the last one I bought was about a guy who was. It stars a guy who is. I think I talked about this before. Like he was instrumental in getting the Commander format up and running, and what started as just an anthology of the man's work just turned into a memorial set because
Mm.
halfway through before its announcement he had recently passed away from cancer. So and the money for that's going for going towards cancer research. And more than once, Magic has put out product that has supported things like the Trevor Project.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Magic fans are eating good lately,
That's
and
what's up.
it's a lot of good stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, because I'm actually on the Secret Layer site, and I
Uh
can
huh.
see right now. I can see there's an image of Hatsune Miku, so that's the first one to come up. So
Uh huh.
I wish I got my hands on the My Little Pony one, but oh well.
Granted, you can buy the cards, on you know on secondhand sites.
But
Uh,
at those prices, yeah, no.
yeah, totally understandable.
Alright, so actually, you know what? I'm going to actually sign up for this once I can get my hands on it.
For the secret lair.
Yeah, there we go. Which reminds me, I think I need to jump into my otaku mode wish list and like knock and just grab a few things off of there myself, since I have points. So you Anywho, we're gonna get into our next story here, and we're gonna talk about pixiv. It's basically like deviant art, but it's more. But I see a lot more anime style artwork on there. It's really popular in Japan and other Asian countries. So now what they're going to be doing is blocking adult content in the UK and the US. But that still
This
won't.
isn't going to go over poorly at
Hmm,
all.
won't it won't doesn't stop everybody all the damn time. So Japanese art platform Pixiv have announced last month, or in this case, few weeks ago, that users in the U.S. and the U.K. will no longer be able to post adult content per its new terms of use in compliance with regional laws as of April 25th. The new term explicitly banned the posting of obscene and lewd material, as well as art depicting the exploitation of minors, non consensual sexual activity, and any content that appeals to prudent interest is patently offensive in the light of community standards where you are located or such content may be accessed or distributed. Okay, that I'm perfectly okay with. I'm perfectly okay with that. I mean, if you want to draw Chibi Usa as an adult, go for it. Drawing Chibi Usa in a precarious sexual position, no, don't do that. If you go on their website at on Pixiv, actually they redirected to a box link where they had the full terms and conditions regarding that you can read. Now they said that but they did say specifically the change affects users whose country and region on the site is set to those two countries, which is the U.S. and the U.K. The site's new service master terms of use also states when registering users' country or region of residence, users shall register users' own true, accurate, and current information. The change comes as U.S. lawmakers push for stronger age verification laws on websites with adult content, which, if I'm not mistaken, there's like 2 states now that are blocked from Pornhub. It ain't the end of the
Well,
world.
mostly, I think Pornhub pulled out of
Yeah,
their access to the state because
yeah,
they disagreed with the ambiguity of the law.
yeah. Trust me, there are other sites where you can get around to that. So but
Not to mention anyone who objects this law in the UK is just going to be like laughs in VPN.
that too. Now, Pixiv joined DL Site, CN, and Fantia in banning AI generated content on their platform as of this month. Okay, there are all people talk about ways to tell if if fan art is AI generated. If you're looking at an anime character and the face is kind of mousy looking like Gadget from Rescue Rangers, 99% AI generated.
And this goes beyond things like jacked up fingers,
Mm-hmm.
weird
Mm-hmm.
proportions, no like inconsistent shading. Text in the background looks like a garbled mess.
Mm-hmm. Now,
That and there's actually plugins available that you can just right click on an image and search it and it'll be like, okay, there's a like however the hell percentage chance of this image being AI generated,
yeah.
and it actually shows what programs are being used to make it and whatnot.
Because when you do fan art, whatever, when you do art in programs like Photoshop, whatever, there's a metadata tag that has all that information. So now,
But now we're seeing things like glaze, which is designed to screw with the AI generators,
Mm-hmm.
which is always fun to see. And it's even fun to see like, hey, like it's starting to stagnate because it just starts drawing from other AI images. We'll getting which what can be best described as cybernetic artistic inbreeding.
Mm-hmm. I totally get that. Now, I can say, like, I just saw an article earlier tonight about AI in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and basically, from I read it in a similar article like either last night or this morning, last night or yesterday. Square Enix used AI to adjust the mouth flaps for voice acting and adding like some emotions. Using AI for that, I think is perfectly okay. It's computer generated. I think that's fine. I kept saying, why don't they do that? You know, when you're playing a video game and they have to dub the character, why don't they just go in and just adjust the CG graphic so that the mouth flaps will fit? You know.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, what the hell do I know? Anywho, Ari, wrap it up for us, because I think this is one that takes the cake.
Oh yeah, this is like what we were talking about with the voice actors you doing goofy shit.
Mm-hmm.
This is voice actor Eric Bauza taking part in the new anime meme trend, which is photoshopping Foghorn Leghorn into different anime scenes and having him rant nonstop at a character.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the often bombastic prankster and sometimes mentor is known for his rivalry with Barnyard Dog, DAWG, which I didn't know was that
I,
animal's
I,
name.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know that animal had a name. Period. You know.
Mm-hmm. But we have things like him, you know, doing the you should have been talking shit on Vegeta after getting mollywopped by Cell. Let's see. Gassing Goku up and going Super Saiyan.
Mm-hmm.
Telling Shinji to you know, not try to isolate himself because humans are, social creatures. And yeah, if you like the hashtag Foghorn Leghorn on Twitter, it's got some pretty good stuff. I'll
Mm-hmm.
even post one in the comments myself that I had made. I mean, I don't think the guy actually voiced it, but it's gotten some pretty positive reviews.
I'm glad to hear that. That's cool.
Like, boy, I tell you, if I had been writing a boy, I tell you, if I had been writing a book and I used this exact same minute, they'd have been labeling me a Kentucky Fried Hack. And yes, this is the image the image I used was Tobias winning the league. The guy who just came in with his dark rye and fucked everything up.
I just rolled into wreck your shit. You know.
I'm not sure if they'll play too well on a. Let's see if you can hear us all that well.
Are you gonna try to play it?
Yeah.
All right, go for it. Not hearing anything.
Can you hear it?
No.
Oh fuck. Try playing it on your end. It might come up. I don't know.
All right, hold on here. Like, first things first, I have to redirect the audio output so that it will. All right,
Okay.
so I did that. Let me go over here and grab this. Let's go with this one here.
Boy, I say boy, your final flash ain't nothing more than a flash in the pan, boy. You missed it. Flew right over me. You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a blast like that, boy. No wonder you're called a Saiyan. All talk and nothing else. Now pay attention when I'm talking to you.
Okay, all right. I'm a Gen Xer. I grew up on Foghorn Leghorn. Okay. I it's not the same Foghorn Leghorn that I know.
Well, yeah, it's a different voice.
I know. I just thought it'd be a little bit closer to the original. That's what I thought. But I do understand it's a new generation, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna split hairs over that one.
But yeah, the idea of Foghorn Leghorn being bombastic and spitting advice at people whether they want it or not, that it fits surprisingly well with a lot of different animes and games.
I shared one regarding Ranma one half like last week, so that was funny as fuck all. So all right, now that we got that out the way, we're gonna get into the part of the show y'all really stick around for. Meanwhile in Japan. All right.
All right. Can I take this first one?
Go for it. Hold on, let me pull up the soundboard because I actually forgot to throw that up there. And let me adjust the volume. And we are golden. Go for it.
A foreign traveler was caught trying to sneak into Japan by climbing down a rope from a cruise ship. On Monday, the MSC Bellissima started its latest Japanese voyage, departing the port of Yokohama in the evening and sailing west through the night. The ship, operated by Switzerland's MSC Cruises, docked in Kobe around 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the following day, and was scheduled for leave for its next stop late that night. Shortly before 10 p.m., the Kobe Prefectural Police received a call from a witness informing that someone had fallen from the ship into the sea. And after arriving on the scene, they found the man the witness had seen, who appears to be a French man about 50 years old. Now, if you're shocked a reputable cruise operator can run such a dangerous ship that passengers are falling off it even when it's docked at a modern port in calm waters, that wasn't the case. The man had been purposely trying to leave the ship, climbing down a rope so he could sneak into the country illegally. It's unclear if dropping into the water had been the first and making his way to shore had been the man's plan all along, or if he had accidentally fallen from the rope. Though he suffered some scrapes on his hands, he came away from the incident with no major injuries and was reportedly in stable condition. It's a baffling series of events for many reasons, not the least of which that with the MSC Bellissima starting to cruise from the port of Yokohama, the man ostensibly had to already have entered the country in order to board the ship in the first place, so it seemed that he'd be in possession of a valid passport that would allow entry into Japan under more conventional means. It wasn't like the night he went down the rope was the last chance to reach Japan. After leaving Kobe, the ship's next port of call is Kochi City, and although that followed a stop at Jeju Island in Korea. After that, the cruise returns to Japan at dock at Kagoshima before coming back to Yokohama at the end of the cruise. So it seemed he had at least 3 more chances to get off the boat in Japan without resorting to some stuntman style tactics.
Wow.
Or maybe he was worried that his passport would have been out of order, or he'd be denied entry for any other reason.
As TheoX75 says in our chat here at Twitch TV/Anime Jam Session, great way to ruin it for us foreigners. Womp womp.
Oh, Ska Luigi came in like, wah! Thanks for stopping in, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for the love, brother. And Ciadabiri says he just misremembered that quote from Mary Tyler Moore. He thought it was 50-year-old Frenchman can't be wrong instead of 50 million Frenchmen can't be wrong.
A lot of poor judgments were made here.
Well played, sir. Well played. Okay, now let me go over here. I'm going to pull up this.
Enjoy this next cliche, dude.
I'm suddenly reminded of that one song by Queen, Any Way the Wind Blows, that lyric.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, this will be perfect. So I bring that up because it seems that a Japanese city lost their residents' personal data, which was on paper being transported on a windy day. The Aichi prefectural government has issued an official apology for the improper handling of the personal data of 121 resident households. This incident took place on April 19th and involved data pertaining to residents of government-assisted housing at 4 buildings under the jurisdiction of the Prefectural Public Housing Division. However, the data was neither leaked by an unscrupulous worker nor stolen by hackers. It was taken by the wind. As part of the administration of the government housing program, data needed to be transferred from a public corporation office to the Aichi Prefectural Government Capitol Building in Nagoya. Unfortunately, this data was stored on physical media, which, as we have seen before, can cause problems with Japanese government agencies. I remember somebody was telling me, or I read this, where there was some event going on and all the users, all the data was stored on a flash drive, which got lost. There was a time where the Tokyo Police Department lost citizens' data they had stored on floppy disks, and there was another time where a Hyogo Prefecture city employee got drunk, passed out, and lost a flash drive with residents' personal information on it, which is something I think we did discuss on this show a couple of years ago. The Aichi government's blunder was even more old school, though, as it was carrying out its data transfer by physically transporting about 1,700 pieces of paper in a cardboard box. And then they had the box on a handcart and had someone walk it over in the streets to its destination instead of driving it over, and this was on a day with strong winds. The silent era comedy movie setup was, it seems to be, too much for fate to resist. Before the public corporation employee who was pushing the cart reached the Capitol building, the cart tipped over and the box opened up as it tumbled out. Womp womp. Though the worker attempted to grab the documents, two hands are not enough to snatch about 1,700 papers, and many blew away. The search for the scattered documents continued till sunset, at which point the government began contacting affected residents to inform them of the data leak, or in this case, the data blowaway. The search continued for 2 more days, but without all the documents being recovered. According to the statement from the Aichi government, the documents included government housing residents' names and the rent for the month of April, referring to the written records of the amounts residents paid, since no mention has been made of cash being lost in the incident. No improper use of the lost data has been discovered at this time. In addition to issuing an apology, the Aichi prefectural government says it plans to switch to digital records for this part of the housing administration process, which will allow them to transfer data without any weather or cart balance concerns. Which means this may happen again because they copied everything to a flash drive and the flash drive was lost. Who would have thunk it? Anywho, even though it's a little early, I think we've made it to this point, and I think it's time that we wrap things up. What do you think?
Yeah, we got out a good clip today.
Definitely. So, if you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. So what we like and don't like, we're straight up going to tell you. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. Don't forget to check out our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find not just our weekly podcast, you will find cosplay interviews, cosplay tips and tricks, links to our convention coverage and cosplay coverage, anime reviews, editorials, and a whole lot more. Check it all out at animejamsession.com. Don't forget to follow our podcast. You can download these episodes wherever podcasts are available. Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, or YouTube Podcasts. So definitely check it out. And what's cool is some of these sites have the ability for you to leave reviews, so we'd like to hear what you think. If you can't email us, drop a comment. We'd love it. Don't forget to follow us on our social media pages, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. It's all Anime Jam Session. Follow us so you know when we're going live, when we have new articles up, videos, photos, and so much more. Now, if you're following us and participating with us live, right below are links to our Stream Elements, Streamlabs, and Ko-Fi links if you want to throw us a few dollars. You don't have to, but we'd appreciate that. You can also cheer us on with bits in the chat. That would be great too. And don't forget to sub to the channel. We got a bunch load of channel subs in the beginning of the show. So thank you so much for those people who subscribe. We really appreciate that. So now we're going to go around the room. Last words, Ari.
I wish I had something more interesting to say. That I'm looking forward to going to bed, but after being on overnights the past 4 days, I want to repair my sleep schedule as quickly as possible.
I don't blame you for that, brother. My last words is, I'm going to go outside and see what that smell is. That, or it's the air wick that I have up here that needs to be replaced. I don't know. It's something. So, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. I believe Ari will be with us. Barry will be here. I will be here. Will you be here? We hope you do. So, that's it. End of list. I'm Ranma.
And I'm Ari.
Great fight. Great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
And I'll take us out. Good night, Ranma. We're out of here. See you all next week.
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!